The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
Los Angeles has always held out the promise of overnight success, but tonight we don't make promises. We guarantee one player will walk away with over $1.3 million and become a bona fide poker superstar. The conclusion of the LA Poker Classic starts now, and it's only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing. He is circling the drain.
They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He needs the extreme miracle.
Welcome back to Los Angeles and the Commerce Casino. Over the past 10 seasons here on the WPT, the LAPC has been the scene of several indelible moments. This is a tournament where the great Gus Hansen cemented his place among the greats, where Alan Gehring crushed the dreams of J.C. Tran, and where Phil Ivey finally won his title at his 8th final table. As we head into the home stretch of this event, another player will add their name to the WPT Champions Cup and create another memorable moment. I'm Marianella Pereira, sitting in for Kimberly Lansing, who is away on maternity leave. And with me tonight are Poker Hall of Famer Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Guys, how do our remaining players stack up to the great former LAPC champs?
Well, certainly whoever wins this LA Poker Classic title will vault themselves up in the eyes of the poker world. And who knows? Remember when Gus Hansen won his first WPT title? He was unknown in the poker world. And within 2 years' time, he was the biggest star in the poker world. Whoever wins this title, maybe they'll do just the same thing that Gus did.
Well, I have to agree. I mean, 10 years down the line, the game has evolved with young players like Dan Kelly and David "Doc" Sands. They have basically reinvented the game. They learned by playing online. They played thousands of hands, and they tried things like min-raising, 3 and 4 betting. It's very bold and very calculating and quite good.
But our chip leader is 53-year-old amateur Sean Jazayeri. So far, he's beat the odds in a field of impressive pros and a final table of these young experts. Over the years, here in the WPT, the LAPC champ has gone to a pro 8 out of 9 times, so the stats and history are not on the side of Sean. Vince, I do believe that even though Sean has a chip lead, that these two young pros, one of them are going to come back and take down the title. We shall see.
I like Sean. I don't care if he's an amateur. He's going to be tough. Back to you, Marianella.
Thank you, guys. $1.3 million to the winner tonight, along with becoming a member of the exclusive WPT Champions Club alongside the great past title winners at the LAPC. The action is ready to resume here tonight. Best of luck to our remaining players. Let's get back to the competition.
Well, there you see the chip count. Sean Jazayeri out in front right now, but not by much, as you can see. David "Doc" Sands in second. Dan Kelly a distant third at the moment.
Winner's going to take home over $1.3 million. Here we go again. Action on the so-called amateur player, Sean Jazayeri. He's got the button, and he quickly folds a 10-8.
Dan Kelly, 22-year-old pro out of Potomac, Maryland. Both Sean and Dan Kelly you're looking at here got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite.
Dan Kelly's got King Jack, and he's going over the top. Makes it $250 to go. And Doc Sands from Vegas, 27-year-old, folds his hand. And Dan Kelly, I have to say he's 22, but he looks younger than a Chinese gymnast, if you ask me.
Well, the guy's graduated from Villanova with a degree in mechanical engineering, so that's pretty impressive stuff, even though he's now a professional poker player.
All right, the very next hand, right back on Dan Kelly, this time with a Jack 8. And he quickly folds. Doc Sands now with a pair of 7s.
So David "Doc" Sands, very bright as well. He went to the Hamilton College of International Politics, was summa cum laude there. Ironically, he went there because math wasn't a requirement. Now, that's something you don't find in many poker players. Well, they shun from the math.
270 to go, and Sean with ace-4, not going to re-raise with ace-high, has made the call. Flop comes up 8-6 deuce. That is pretty good with a pair of 7s. Back on Doc to act first. Doc's out of Las Vegas, 27 years old, 12 WPT events, his second cash.
He's had an amazing year in terms of success as a tournament poker pro. Nothing would do better for him, though, than to cap it off with a win here at the LAPC.
Well, he's on his way there. He bet 280, a quick fold.
And with that pot, Doc Sands has taken the chip lead. He is out front, the first time someone besides Sean has led at this final table.
And it's on Doc again. This time he looks down at a little pair of deuces. Makes a nice little raise of 200,000 total.
On.
Sean out, and Dan Kelly with King Jack comes back over the top. Now he's short stacked, but that's still significant, about 1.5 in addition to Doc.
You always hate to call an all-in bet with a small pair, but Doc may want to gamble here. He can afford to do it, and there's nothing he would like more than to knock out this tough young pro where he could play heads up with the amateur for the title with the chip lead. So if you're going to pick a spot to gamble with a small pair, to call an all-in bet, this might be the time, Vince.
But you don't want to double up this young, tough online poker pro.
Okay, I call.
Wow, he is going to call it.
Well, Doc Sands has got the ducks. Will they quack or will they waddle away? That's the question.
There's Doc's fiancée, Erica, sweating her man.
Incredibly, both Erica and Doc cashed in the WSOP main event. They were in the top 30, in fact, going out one right after the other. Erica finished 29th and Doc 30th, so she got the better of him, and I'm sure that she reminds him of that quite frequently.
Dan hoping to hit king or jack, but no, 7-4-4. Good for Doc Sands, just not good for Dan. To the turn we go.
Here comes the turn.
So much at stake right now.
Well, another 4 comes off, so Doc Sands has made a full house. If a 7 comes off, they would split the pot. Dan Kelly needs a king or a jack to win the pot, or another 4.
Doc Sands looking like a genius to call off with a pair of deuces. He's one card away from going into heads-up action.
It's a 3. The 2 ducks are quacking, and that's going to do it for Dan Kelly tonight. He is going to be out in 3rd place. Vince, the kid fought a tough battle tonight. Just wasn't quite meant to be for him.
Well, this kid can play. No doubt about it. He'll take home $521,000 as he walks over to Matt Savage.
Obviously, you're a great player and awfully young. Got a lot more final tables in your future.
Hope so.
How do you feel about how you played tonight?
I think I played well. Didn't win.
All right, Dan, congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of money, and obviously we'll be back again. Matt Savage and Dan Kelly, back to you, Mary Null.
With Dan Kelly out in 3rd place, we are now close to naming the Season 10 LA Poker Classic champion. That leaves Sean Jezzieri and Doc Sands to battle for the title. Our 3rd hour of coverage from Los Angeles is just getting started, and we have more to come, including a new edition of the Season 10 Ones to Watch, and we relive a Champions Cup moment with one of the world's greatest poker players. It's all happening when we return on the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Welcome back. You're watching the LAPC.
In Season 6, the LAPC made history as the man who many believe to be the world's greatest poker player finally earned his WPT title. I'm, of course, speaking of the great Phil Ivey, and this is his well-earned WPT Champions Cup moment.
Here we go to the river. Who's going to get lucky?
The KR, there it is. It is over. Wow.
7 times over 6 years, Phil Ivey entered the WPT arena in search of a title, and 7 times he was denied.
It's over.
And the ace-queen came back to haunt it.
Oh, man, Phil very dejected, walks away.
So when the world's greatest poker player came to the final table of the LA Poker Classic in Season 6, the overwhelming chip leader, there was no guarantee that this time he could slip the weight of history. Indeed, Phil Ivey's 6 years of final table misfortune continued early on.
He's imploding before our very eyes.
Until he found himself on the wrong end of a massive pot against WPT champion Nam Lee.
Well, Phil Ivey is all in.
Maybe it'll work out for Phil Ivey, but right now, he is up against the blade, as we say.
Here we go with the turn card.
Oh! Wow! A 3 comes off. Can you believe it?
That one turn card stunned even the veterans at the table, turned the tide of history,
And he makes the call, and Phil Ivey has done it.
and for the first time in 8 attempts, etched Phil Ivey's name on the WPT Champions Cup.
Phil Ivey, one of the true greats of poker, and a well-deserved Champions Cup moment.
But right now, it is time to find a new champion.
As is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we have our money presentation. So show us the money!
And out come the beautiful beautiful Royal Flush Girls, Ivy, Tuba, Brittany, and Danielle.
That beautiful cash being put on the table.
10,000 of it was yours, my friend.
Oh, boy. You just had to mention that, didn't you?
I am sorry.
It's all right. It is true. I'll get it back. Don't worry. Well, the winner tonight taking home over $1.3 million.
And the $10,000 stacks just keep coming. And all that goes with it, all the goodies that you can brag about. You'll also be a member of the WPT Champions Club.
Money comes and goes, but your name will remain forever on the WPT Champions Cup.
Heads-up action here at the LAPC is about to get underway between Sean Jazayeri and Doc Sands. During the break, Matt Savage had a chance to speak with both players.
If you're with Sean Jazayeri, you got to be happy about being heads up, but you got what you didn't want. Heads up with Doc Sands.
That's exactly right. I'm very fortunate to be here, but if there's one guy I didn't want, it's that guy.
And now he's got the chip lead. So what's your approach going forward?
You know, in my experience, heads up is a different game. Luck becomes a much bigger factor. I'm going to get a lot more aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Let's get it in there and see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Good luck, Sean.
I really appreciate it, Matt. Thank you very much.
You're with Doc Sands. You're right where you want to be. Heads up with the chip lead for your first major title. How does it feel?
Definitely a good spot to be in. You know, I got a lot of respect for the guy I'm playing heads up, but to be totally honest, out of all the people that made the final table, he's the guy I'd like to be playing, so it should get pretty heavy pretty fast.
All right, well, good luck to you, Doc.
Thanks, Matt.
Let me take it down.
The WPT Champions Cup is primed for a new edition, so let's get back to the call of heads-up action with Mike and Vince.
Well, there you see the chip count. Doc Sands out in front, 9.4 million. His opponent has 7 million.
Be interesting to see how Sean adjusts to heads-up play. Can he be aggressive enough? Does he know enough? Did he learn enough from the WPT boot camps to adjust his play? We will see.
Well, that's a good way to start playing heads up. Raise on the button.
All right, now he instantly raises to 250 with a king high. Doc Sands folds his hand.
Well, this is going to be like a dream come true for Doc Sands. Got a chance to win a WPT title. He starts out the heads-up battle with the chip lead.
Mike, but there's more to it than that. Explain to the people how lucky Doc Sands had to get to this point.
Oh, Vince, he played a hand with 7 players left.
Where he was all in with 2 sevens. One guy moved all in over the top. The other guy called. One of those guys had queens. The other one had 10s. He spiked a 7 on the flop to triple up to stay alive. Destiny must feel like it's on the side of Doc Sands in his mind.
Yeah. All right. Doc Sands now looking down at an 8 deuce. And he is going to pump it up. Makes it 200,000 to go. Sean. And not going to raise. Now, he's been very effective doing this when he has ice high. Most guys would re-raise. Doesn't do it. It's worked for him so far.
What a flop for Doc. He's flopped 3 of a kind. He's got 3 deuces here. His opponent's got ace high and checks. You're never going to put a guy with a deuce in his hand when he raised pre-flop. Doc trying to figure out how much can he bet where this guy's not going anywhere. Well, 270,000, a little bigger bet than I thought he would make into a $420,000 pot.
I call.
Obviously, looks like the right amount, as Sean is calling him with the ace high.
All right, to the turn we go.
A 9 comes off.
Doesn't help Sean. He checks.
The guy called you on the flop. Maybe he'll call you again on the turn. How much do you bet now?
Or do you just want to check it? Rope him in.
Well, pot's got almost $1 million in it. Well, Doc bets 570,000. Might have been a little bit too big as it chased Sean away, but anytime you get your opponent drawing dead, whatever bet you make, if he doesn't call, you're not happy about.
All right, Doc getting close to 9.8 million, a little bit over that. Action on Sean. He's got a pair of 8s this time, and he has raised 250 to go. Doc Sands with a king 7 of clubs, making this call.
Doc looking to take a flop off here. And the flop has come 10-9-3 with 2 clubs. David Doc Sands has flopped a flush draw. He's going to check. Sean, of course, with the 2-8s.
Legitimate pair. He's going to bet 250 again.
Well, the question is now, you're certainly not folding. Do you raise or do you just call? If you raise and your opponent comes back over the top, you got to be willing to gamble with this hand. Doc just doesn't want to gamble on a drawing hand, as we say. Don't give the guy chips when you don't have anything made yet. Well, he's got something made now. The 5 of clubs peels off on the turn. Doc has him drawing dead. He has a flush.
I'm so sorry.
And look at this.
I apologize.
Sean has made a rookie mistake.
If I check, does that action stay?
Sean acted out of turn, betting $425,000.
Can you ask Matt?
And there's tournament announcer Ali Najad calling the action tonight for the live audience. Good question. If he checks,
I check.
Will Sean be obligated to make that bet?
Sean is being held to his original out-of-turn action of $425,000.
What a great advantage to know that your man is going to bet you're going to check and raise.
Doc seemed very confident and anxious to raise him here, by asking those questions.
That's true.
Question is, how much do you raise?
Oh, he's coming back over the top. And Sean...
I fault.
Yeah, he quickly gets out of the way again. Escapes a bullet. Bad mistake there by Sean. And right now, Doc Sands out in front with over $10 million.
Good game, guys.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. The obvious ones-to-watch story of this event has been the final table success of David Doc Sands. But the LAPC also played host to 5 of our other potential superstars, including the player who at 21 years old is seen as the new kid on the block, Dylan Horton.
I love to grind, but sick degenerate.
I made it to the final table.
I'm a ones to watch, so that should be interesting.
No. I think this year is my year.
I'll win one eventually. Day 1, Commerce Casino. Just drove in this morning, happy to be here.
Should be a great tournament, one of the flagship events on the WPT.
2 players to watch, not just 1, 2.
And I've been pretty consistent lately, so I'm feeling good.
I am never worried. Optimism all the way.
I'm feeling really good. Got a good table and excited to play.
Oh, cute little Dylan Horton.
I just turned 21. This is my first season playing a full circuit of live events. Ever since I was a kid, I watched poker on television. It's been a dream of mine to win a major poker tournament.
He just looks so sweet and young and innocent.
Dylan's probably the silent assassin at the table.
I feel like I want to take him under my wing and be like, come here, Dylan, let me help you out.
He's probably just sniping people, picking spots.
Dylan Horton is a really good online player. It'll be interesting to see if he has what it takes to transition from playing on the internet to playing live.
I've played a lot of WPTs this season. Going into each event, I felt like I wasn't scared, I wasn't nervous, I was gonna just play my game and see what happened. But looking back on a couple of them, I can see specific spots where like I kind of crumbled under the pressure. Yeah, I definitely didn't play 100%. I've been traveling a lot more than I'm used to, and the buy-ins are more than I'm used to.
10,000, that's a big buy-in.
At first, when I was playing 10Ks, I wasn't as comfortable, and over time, I became more and more comfortable with them.
It can be pretty intimidating because you see a lot of the faces that you've seen for years on television and people that are, some of the best players in the world.
So that does, kind of mess with your mental state.
And I know when I first started, that would make me feel really nervous.
I actually was playing scared in a way, even though I didn't realize. So that's what I've learned about myself.
I guess advice that I would have is don't get overwhelmed, but
be confident in yourself.
Keep playing these 10Ks.
Dylan just needs to show up at the table and just growl.
Dylan, you got this, my man. Keep your head up, stay in the game, be patient, and your day will come.
I'm really focused. I know I have what it takes, and I've been down so many times online, and I pulled myself back every single time. And I know I can play, with the best in the world. Absolutely, I can ship one of these things.
2 players players cashed here at the LAPC, Matt Marifiati, who has moved into second place in the ones to watch standings, and of course, Doc Sands, who regardless of where he finishes this evening, will take the top spot. We will continue to follow the ones to watch all season long, but for now, let's get back to the action.
Well, there you see the chip count. Doc Sands with 10.5 million. Sean Jazzieri with just under 6 million.
All right, the antes are 20,000 now. Blinds are 60 and 120. Action on Doc Sands from Vegas. He is going to raise with a king 3 to 240,000.
Well, Sean is going to re-raise here.
Well, Sean's picked up a pair of 8s.
He's at 645,000 to go, so the WPT boot camp instructors will be happy to see that. They've taught him that pairs are big hands playing heads-up poker. And he 3-bet him nicely there.
Yes, he did. He said before the heads-up action he was going to play more aggressive, and right there he had a nice opportunity. Did so. Nicely done. Action on right back on Sean. Let's take a look at his cards. Oh, just an ace-king, Mike.
Well, my guess is he'll play this one aggressive too, Vince.
Yeah. Beautiful starting hand. In the past, he's played those ace-highs sort of slowly, though. He has just called, but this time going to raise.
It took a long time to raise here. Usually he's very quick acting, but...
Oh, he's going to chase away Doc Sands.
Well, Doc had 10-5 offsuit. Not going to play, but Sean was hoping to get some action there.
Well, he has played them slowly in the past, and then when the ace hits, he has disguised his hand. He made a lot of money doing that in this final table. So back to this hand, Doc Sands now.
Doc Sands on the button here with a 6-deuce offsuit. Just going to make a position raise here to 240,000. The min raise.
I call.
This time Sean with an uneventful 10-6, but says he will speculate, and we'll see the first 3.
Comes a flop. Oh, it's come 6-6-3. Both players have flopped 3 6s. Doc Sands is outkicked. This could spell big trouble for Doc Sands with a capital T.
Right now, Sean has set the trap. He's checked.
Yeah, Doc gonna bet the flop here. 270,000. Let's see if Sean slow plays the 3 6s.
Gonna be tough to suppress your happiness when you hit 3 of a kind. And he's gonna raise it. Makes it 600,000 to go. And Doc also thinking that he's got his man wrapped up.
Well, let's see what Doc does now. Guy check raised him on the flop. You flop 3 6s. You're not throwing this hand away. Just a matter if you're just calling here or if you're raising.
Gosh, Sean in a great place with the bigger kicker. Doc Sands has no idea.
Even if you're out kicked, you're playing this hand.
Oh, yeah.
But Doc is thinking if the guy's bluffing, he wants to give him more chances to continue bluffing, so he just calls here. That's the reason for the call.
Turn card, a king of hearts.
I check.
And this time, Sean slows down. Doc Sands, is that a check? Yes, it is.
Well, there you see it's a 41% chance for a tie here. Oh, and a tie it's going to be. As the 3 comes off, both players have made 6s full. That a very nice card for Doc Sands. Could have saved him a lot of money here.
You think? And now it's on Sean. Taking his time now.
Well, they're both pitter-pattering around.
1 million.
And he's betting $1 million after a long deliberation and a nice gulp there.
That's a Hollywood gulp if I ever saw one.
Doc Sands. He's gulping because he can't believe it. He's got 6s full and his opponent's leading out betting $1 million.
This is a great place to be in. Saying, how do I keep him in, though? Keep him on the leash.
Well, hide and go seek. This is a classic tell here, folks. The guy's trying to act weak when we know he's very strong.
All right, Doc's coming back over the top, about 2.5 in total.
I'm all in.
And there goes the all-in.
John says all in.
Call. That's all in. Doc looks back to make sure it's a 6 and not a 7 in his hand. He can't believe it. He calls. This is going to be a split pot. Both players have 6s full of 3s.
Well, you got to say Doc Sands was lucky there. He was going to lose a huge pot.
That was fun.
Let's not waste each other's time like that ever again.
Nice suck out on the turn.
Well, there you see Vanessa Selbst, one of the truly great poker players in the world, man or woman I'm talking about.
Oh, she's sort of mocking Doc, saying great suck out. Partially true, but... All right, as you can see now, Doc Sands with about 10.4 million in chips.
Yeah, still maintaining the chip lead.
And look at this, another pair for Sean here. He picked up 2 8s, an ace-king, 2 5s. When he had the 10-6, he made 6s full.
Well, he makes it 250 to go. Doc gets out of the way, has to fold his hand.
And yet Doc Sands still has the chip lead. These guys tonight are playing for a WPT title and over $1.3 million. But in addition to playing poker for money, there's many fantastic things about the poker community, including the great generosity of both pro players and amateurs. We at the WPT are proud of the launch of the WPT Foundation. It's an organization that utilizes our influence to make a positive change in the world. They support nonprofit programs in the area of environment, human rights, hunger, and poverty. Recently, the SLS Hotel in Beverly Hills, California, welcomed to the WPT Foundation's first official event. The title was the WPT Playing for a Better World. The event sold out, and some of the great names in the game of poker came out to support this venue. People like Daniel Negreanu, Barry Greenstein, Dan Harrington, Freddie Deeb, Vanessa Selfs, Vanessa Russo, and many more. I was there. Everyone just had a great time. We helped raise money to make the world a better place.
It was a great event. I want to thank all the pros that supported it.
If you want to show how the poker community can help change the world, make a donation, or learn more, log on to WPTFoundation.org.
Next hand dealt. Doc Sands with a big hand here. Ace-9 of clubs.
Pretty good hand, playing heads up. He's going to raise it here.
Yeah, solid hand. Makes it 270 to go.
Oh, well, Sean's got call. An ace suited as well. Ace deuce of diamond, so he's going to make the call here. So we're going to have a flop. And the flop, king 9-4.
Doesn't help Sean. He checks. Now, of course, 9's there for Doc.
You hope your opponent doesn't have a king, but if he's got a 10-jack, you just can't let him draw it for free. And there it is, 270,000. Call. Wow, a quick call with the ace deuce there.
Likes that ace-high call after the flop.
I'm surprised you don't 3-bet before the flop and then call here on this flop. Well, now 5 comes off, so Sean does have a straight draw.
He checks again. Doc Sands now.
Well, just in case he's got like queen 10 or queen jack, Doc can't afford to give him a free card here. Makes a very good bet there. 440,000, takes down the pot. So Doc Sands in control right now in this heads-up battle.
Yes, he is. One man away from taking down over $1.3 million tonight at the Commerce Casino. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the WPT.
My name is Ivy. I'm one of the Royal Flush girls. This week I got to go to the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
I'm Henry Gracie. I'm a third-generation master of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. My father brought our family's discipline from Brazil to America. And in 1993 is when it all blew up. That's when he created the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC.
I'm ready to kick some ass. Can you say ass? Henner actually taught me a lot of this tactical skills, which is ground fighting.
Oh, okay.
He tried to just grab both hands and taught me how to get out of that. He taught me how to put people to sleep, and I think it did pretty well.
Ivy did amazing. Aside from the fact that when she choked me that one time, she held on too long.
It was cool. Get to throw him around, and I got thrown around. Of course, I'm tougher. Come on now. Just don't tell him I told you that. Welcome back to Season 10 of the WPT.
Well, Mike, I am stunned. That is impressive.
Well, Vince, I'll tell you one thing. She might have some empty seats there at the Royal Flush Girls social bar. Guys will be afraid to sit down and talk to her. She might give him a whack.
She is impressive, but right now we have a heads-up battle, so let's get back to it. Sean Jazzieri with a queen 9. Going to pump it up to 260 to go.
260 to go.
Doc David Sands from Vegas with a big hand, ace-jack. Well, he's going to pop it 720, it looks like. Flickered in there. Sean has a decent hand, but losing interest, apparently.
That's all. Well, Doc going to take down yet another pot. He's called Doc because he was the doctor of online poker, just operating on everybody. He was actually the #1 ranked online poker player in the world at one time. That is pretty impressive. Won over $800,000 at Bellagio when he won a 5K no-limit hold'em tournament and finished second in the $100,000 buy-in high rollers event. So this guy is on a heater.
Yeah, truly an online expert, but made the crossover to tournament play.
He has a slow-motion betting style that could be emulated by thousands of poker players if he wins this title.
Well, he's made it 250 to go with 9 high, and Sean not going anywhere with 6 high.
Well, Doc bets the same way Tom Dwan bets, and Tom Dwan, considered by many to be one of the greatest no-limit players in the world as well.
Well, the queen 5-3 comes up on the flop. They both got a piece of that. Sean quickly checking.
Well, Sean's got bottom pair. Doc's got middle pair. Well, Doc is going to bet out.
Yeah, just a mere 270. He's going to chase away Sean.
That's a good laydown by Sean.
Very good.
He called a raise pre-flop. He flopped a pair and just quickly mucked it.
And there's Doc's friends and fiancée Erica rooting him on. They are railbirds this evening. And right now we're going back to the action. The 53-year-old. Only been playing poker for 4 years. Sean with a king 7 has raised to 270. And Doc Sands with just a 5 deuce cannot play. He elects to take a little timeout.
I love the way Doc Sands is playing this heads-up battle.
But let's talk about this tournament for a second. This tournament attracted superstar players like Phil Ivey, Phil Hellmuth, Mike Sexton, you name it, they all played, but it also attracted some very fortunate amateur players. And one was a paramedic. That's right, paramedic Casey Hidla and mechanical designer Steven Simmons.
Well, you're right, Vince. You know, all the top pros plunked down $10,000 each to enter this tournament, but Casey and Steven won their entries into the LAPC by playing on ClubWPT.com.
And those two club members had the experience of a lifetime playing. Now, Casey made it to the 3rd day. That was very impressive, and he played against the very best players in the world. Now, you may feel like you want to play real poker online, and if you want to improve your game and have a chance to win your share of cash and prizes every month, check out ClubWPT.com.
Yeah, for only $19.95 a month, you too can become a VIP member, enjoy great VIP benefits, play unlimited poker, and maybe find yourself winning a seat to a major WPT event just like Casey and Steven did. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, back down to the money pit.
Well, the money pit is right. The winner taking home over $1.3 million.
Sean has raised with an ace-8. That's going to do it.
Got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite and playing poker only 4 years.
Always trying to get better. Took 3 WPT boot camps.
And obviously, that has paid off for him. Trying to become the Muhammad Ali of poker could shock the world if he took down this title.
Shock, but I just can't equate him with Muhammad Ali. I'm sorry.
Well, you're right, because it wouldn't be a shock. He really played good poker.
The same sort of
just the same.
No confidence, no I am the greatest. It's just, so I don't know where you're going with it. It's shocking. You got Leon Spinks, perhaps. That was a shock to the boxing world.
Stop.
You're talking about Ali, the greatest fighter of all time. I was like
I was at that fight.
You're so off.
I laid 10-1 on Ali against Spinks. I got broke. You had to bring it up. Me and Doyle Brunson, I might add, went to that fight together at the Las Vegas Hilton.
Oh, boy, you remember all your bad beats, huh?
Yeah, I guarantee you Doyle remembers it, too.
All right, back to the table. Sean this time with a Jack-5, and he has raised to 260. Nicely done with Jack High. Got to take that pot.
Well, he is getting aggressive, Vince, like he said he was going to do in this heads-up battle. Got to give him credit for that, but I love the way Doc Sands is playing. He's out in front. He's in great shape here to take down this title. He's not going to do anything to jeopardize it foolishly.
And right now, our chip leader, Doc David Sands, the doctor of online poker, with an ace-8. He's going to raise to 270. And Sean has picked up ace-10. Well, they both like their hands. This could be a battle.
Sean going to 3-bet it up to $720,000 here. And you just get the sense that Sean is now just looking to make the pot swell up, where he plays big pots and cuts out all this small ball nonsense that plays into the hands of Doc Sands.
Well, that could be, but it's also because he has ace-10. And there's Erica, David's fiancée. Doc looking over. What do you do with your ace-8?
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what Doc does. This guy hadn't 3-bet many pots. Well, Doc going to give it up. Just knows that if this guy 3-bets, the chances are if you re-raise him, he's going to play with you. So Doc Sands wisely opts to take the conservative route. Just mucks the hand and moves on.
All right, so Sean coming back a little bit. But Doc Sands down the stretch, getting closer to taking the LA Poker Classic.
Well, Doc has about a 2-to-1 chip lead right now. And he wants to maintain it and just gradually increase it. Try to avoid giant pots.
A call.
Well, look at this pot. It could become giant. A raise by Sean, re-raised by David. You got ace-jack versus queen-jack.
Yeah, Doc Sands dominating him right now.
Here we go with the first 3. And
Queen right in the door. It's Queen 10-4. Doc Sands has a gut shot straight draw.
But Sean hitting the queens on the flop.
Yep, he's got top pair.
Got Doc betting, it looks like, with a continuation bet. He's getting chips out.
This hand could spell trouble for Doc Sands here.
Certainly could. Wow, 680. Oh, boy.
1.5 million.
Well, there you go.
Nicely done, and a quick muck by Doc Sands. Sean Jazzieri, the so-called amateur player. We're coming back with more action down the stretch of the LA Poker Classic. Stay with us.
We've had some great champions.
Gus has done it!
Going all the way back to season 1 when Gus Hansen won it.
He's got the goods, folks.
And obviously, a couple years ago, we had Phil Ivey win our event.
Phil Ivey is our champion.
The winner of this year's LAPC and World Poker Tour event here at Commerce Casino is going to take home $1.3 million. I think winning an LAPC event and winning $1 million, it carries a lot of weight in the poker society. And a lot of former champions that we've had here hang their hat on their LAPC title.
Welcome back to the WPT's coverage of the LA Poker Classic, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Tonight's champion is going to take home over $1.3 million and have their name added to the prestigious WPT Champions Cup. The game is ready to continue, so let's get back to the call of the action with Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten.
That's right. Thank you, Marianella. And as you can see, David Doc Sands, sensational online pro now with a big opportunity to take this title. He has close to $9.5 million in chips. Sean Jazzieri, a former director at Microsoft, with about 7.
Well, almost the exact same chip count they started his heads-up battle with. And look at this. Doc Sands has picked up 2 queens on the button.
Boy, what a tremendous hand. What an opportunity. And he's going to casually move it up to 280, but Sean right behind him with a huge hand himself, ace-king.
Buckle up, folks. I don't care which of these hands you have. You're happy to get it in.
800,000.
800,000 to go. And Doc, thinking this through, saying, am I still in front? Does this guy really have aces or kings?
Well, the only thing he might be thinking about, Vince, is do you just want to call here and just see if an ace peels off, for example? But then do you give the hand up if the guy bets? I think you have to re-raise right here. I would with the 2 queens. I mean, only 2 hands can have you beat right now.
Yeah, but are you going to chase him out? Even if he doesn't have aces or kings, if he has something else, you're going to chase him out with a raise? We'll find out. He makes it $1.8 million.
I don't blame him. I'd raise it here, too, and I'll be surprised if Sean doesn't ship it.
I'm all in.
Sean going all in.
Call.
And, of course, called down by Doc Sands.
Doc has the 2 queens. He's out in front. He's up against ace-king. Certainly you can't fault either player for getting their money in with this hand. If the 2 queens stand up, David Doc Sands will be our champion.
Now, if Sean should win this, he would have a 5-to-1 chip lead. So,
one time,
huge turn of events if that should happen.
I got no flush draws.
I do.
Well, everybody on their feet here at the Commerce.
You haven't made one bad play this tournament, man. You've played
Appreciate that. Likewise. Good luck to you.
Anxiously awaiting this flop.
Big time.
Doc's in the lead and has Sean covered.
Erica saying, just can he win one race? Just one race. He'll be our champion.
Everyone on their feet. 5 cards to come. Here's the flop.
And an ace right on the flop. 2 diamonds come on the flop. Doc does have the queen of diamonds, but unfortunately, His opponent's got the king of diamonds.
What a flop there for Sean. To flip things around here. Here comes 4th Street.
Well, an 8 comes off, so we are down to the river. Doc Sands must catch a lucky lady if he's going to win the tournament right here, right now.
Can he catch the queen to take down the LAPC? Throw that card down.
Well, it's a 3. So Doc Sands sits back down, as does Sean. The heads-up battle continues, but Vince, we got a new captain of the ship.
That is right. It is Sean Jazzieri, a former director at Microsoft, out in front with close to $14 million. Oh, boy, and the antes are going up to 25,000. Blinds are going to be 75 and 150 at this point. So getting even more expensive. As you can see, the winner's going to take home over 1.3.
400 total.
And right now, Sean, in this hand with ace-5, is going to raise, makes it 400,000 to go.
Well, Doc picks up king, queen.
All in.
He's going all in with it right here.
I call.
Oh, he's going to get the call by Sean.
Well, Sean calls and has the best hand with ace high.
I have the king, queen.
Was it too aggressive by Doc Sands? We will find out. Right now, Sean is favored in this hand to take down the title.
Well, over $5 million in this pot.
Here we go with the flop.
Well, a king right on the flop, as did a 5 come off.
Well, he's allowed after the last hand of queens getting out-flopped. So this time, David Doc Sands out-flops Sean. Here goes the turn card.
Well, a jack comes off. And what that means is Sean can no longer win the pot if an ace comes up, because that would give Doc a straight. He now needs a queen, which will give him a straight, or a 5, which will give him 3 5s. Must have a queen or a 5 to win. Sean does. If it happens, he'll be our champion.
Yeah, he needs a couple miracles right here.
Queen.
Sean with a shot, got this tournament through a $1,000 satellite.
Oh, no! 5! Unbelievable!
Sean has done it! He's our champion!
Lightning on the river again to eliminate another player at this final table, Vince. We've seen it time and time again here at this LA Poker Classic final table. Heartbreak for David Doc Sands. Comes in 2nd place. Just incredible. Sean Jazzieri has done it. He's our champion.
What a champion he is. And right now, our runner-up, Doc Sands, over to talk to Matt Savage.
Doc, pretty tough one right there. That 5 on the river, losing that flip early. The question is, why do you get that pot so big for the big flip?
Yeah, I probably should have just called and folded the ace flop, but, you know, can't play them all perfectly.
Big round of applause for Doc Sands. Good job, Doc.
Thanks, man.
We'll see you again. Mike, over to you.
Okay, let's talk to our champion. Sean, when it got down to heads-up play, you were over 2-1 chip lead behind, yet you fought back. You got to be feeling great right now.
I don't think words can describe how I feel. This is a fantasy you dream about. I mean, I have to check. I really have to check. Am I alive? Am I awake right now or not? This is unbelievable.
Well, it is incredible that an amateur player could shoot down these 5 young pros at this final table. You did it, and not only to the over $1.3 million that you're going to be receiving, as well as a $25,000 entry into our WPT World Championship at Bellagio at the end of the season. You get your name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup right here, along with all the great legends of the World Poker Tour.
It's an honor. It's a true honor. I mean, I don't know what to say. And I will be at the Bellagio.
Once again, congratulations to our champion, Sean Jazzieri. Marinella, back to you.
No, Sean, you are not dreaming. This actually is happening. What a memorable night for you. Congratulations to Sean Jazzieri, the Season 10 LA Poker Classic champion. Join us next time as we travel to San Jose, California for the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Until then, from Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marinella Pereira saying thanks for watching and good night.
I don't understand what this is for.